Ach, da sind wir.
Da sind wir, aber immer noch nur Zuschauer. Dabei schauen doch zumindest wir
A good
zu.
solid fishing rod.
Nothing
Nothing special, but I
Muss
should
ich
be
gleich
able to
ändern.
catch something with it.
So, was war jetzt unsere Aufgabe? Wir wissen jetzt, dass wir schwanger sind.
Mhm.
Und was war jetzt der nächste Teil der Aufgabe?
Dass wir jemanden suchen wollen.
Ach, und da müssen wir den Spiegel befragen.
Genau.
Das war die Sache. Und jetzt müssen wir gucken, dass wir was mit dem Spiegel machen. Und wir wissen, dass die Mutter immer unten in diesem Wasser... Ach so, vielleicht brauchen wir gar keinen richtigen Spiegel, sondern die Wasseroberfläche. Vielleicht können wir direkt mit der Wasseroberfläche sprechen.
Ja.
Guck mal dann nochmal rein. Nee, das ist die.
Nee, das
Achso,
ist die.
du hast recht.
Ja. Ich weiß.
Echt, wirklich?
Ja. Das andere ist die Vogeltränke.
An all-knowing mirror.
Stimmt.
In the current situation, that would be more than useful. The only question is how to cast a spell over the mirror. I've never done that before.
Vielleicht müssen wir das Buch nochmal fragen. Uns gucken nochmal.
Nochmal?
Oder frag vielleicht den. Ich hätte jetzt auch nochmal geguckt, einfach ob dann noch was anderes kommt.
There are 3 symbols on the bottom of the bowl. I wonder what they mean. They're the same ones as the columns in the throne room.
Aha.
The columns in this throne room.
You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for
Aber
you?
in this throne room kommen wir ja nicht.
I don't need your spade anymore. I've put it over there.
Ah, that's great. And you've dug a lovely hole, too, right in the middle of my lawn.
Ah, sorry about that.
Oh, what the heck. I'll plant it with something.
Das ist doch cool.
Arbor, I'm going to have to leave the elf burrow for a few days.
Ah, your mother giving you permission?
Not as such.
Oh, she's not gonna like that. But one has to do what one has to do. I wish you a good journey.
Man braucht immer so einen, der einen so unterstützt. Und
Ja, ja.
Oh,
sonst
you wouldn't
funktionieren
dream of
Abenteuer
it.
nicht.
Just don't you go
Na, da
staying
gut.
away too long now. You know, time out there runs much quicker than here in the woodland realm.
So.
Of course. In the outside world, we elves age like humans. That's why most elves avoid it like the plague.
Quite right.
Verständlich.
Tell me, you know a bit about nature, don't you? How does this childbearing stuff work exactly?
Oh, don't know. Ask myself the same question. The bees pollinate the flowers. The flower seeds are carried away by the wind and new plants grow. Very simple and easy, that. But elves, humans and dwarves don't produce nectar. What have you got to offer the bees?
Yeah. And also, our children don't grow in the earth. They grow in us.
I know. Isn't it absurd?
Do you know how to cast a spell over a magic mirror?
Do I look like a magician or priest?
Perhaps you saw Mother doing it sometime.
Ja, hätte ich jetzt auch
Are
gedacht.
many times. She tips water from 3 different vessels into the bowl and then mumbles it to herself. Some kind of elf priestess magic nonsense. I don't know nothing about that.
Me neither.
Also, wir brauchen 3 verschiedene
I have to
Gefäße.
get on. Don't work too hard.
That I won't.
Die Frage ist, ob wir in den Throne Room kommen, ne? Da rechts war immer noch eine Tür, ist die zu?
Achso.
Haben wir uns die mal angeguckt?
Ja, die haben wir uns angeguckt und da wollte sie nicht rein, aber jetzt können wir da anscheinend
I'm
rein.
not going up there. I've no appetite for discussions with Mother. Nothing for it. Have to talk to Pa.
Okay. Sie will nicht, aber sie tut's.
Ivo, I thought that we'd agreed that you would stay in your room.
Oh Gott.
I'm no longer a little girl who can be shut up in her room.
No? How did you get out of your room? Did you trick Cheep Cheep and then climb over the balcony? That sounds very grown up.
Ziemlich genau.
I just left my room to do a bit of training.
Mm-hmm.
You said yourself I've put on a few pounds, and I'm not going to get rid of them by lying around on my bed all day.
Ja, guter.
Where does this sudden insight come from?
I can't keep asking myself what to do with my life. Perhaps marriage isn't such a bad idea.
It most certainly isn't. And if you train diligently, I'm sure Prince Lalilos will like you a lot.
Of course. Fine.
I would love to help you, but I'm most dreadfully busy. A kind of epidemic seems to have broken out in Seastone.
An epidemic in
Kann
Seastone.
sein, dass das Thema einen irgendwie verfolgt.
Strange. We're getting reports from the whole of the Middle Kingdom. Objects and beings have been changed.
Sind sie alle schwanger geworden?
What do you mean?
The situation isn't clear. It appears as if some kind of terrible power is gradually moving through the whole land, changing it. Do you remember the story of the Nothing? A big blackness that gradually swallowed a fairy kingdom bit by bit.
Of course.
This time it is much worse. It is pink.
Oh Gott.
Bin mir nicht
An
sicher.
epidemic in Seastone. Is it wise for me and it to go there? On the other hand, Wilbur and the Archmage are in Seastone. Perhaps I can help them to fight the epidemic in exchange for them helping me with my problem.
Auf jeden Fall. Naja, wenn das so ein krasser Magier ist.
This symbol's on the bottom of the mirror bowl in the garden. No idea what it means.
Ach, das sind die
Mother's
drei
area of
Symbole.
expertise.
Hier unten auf dem...
This symbol's on the bottom of the mirror. Only priestesses are allowed to get water from the well. Up to now, my mother hasn't tried to make me into a priestess. If I'm lucky, she never will. This symbol's on the bottom of the mirror bowl in the garden. No idea what it means. That's Mother's area of expertise.
Na gut. Aber anscheinend da, über dem ist so ein Strich,
Dad doesn't
über
like
dem
us
ist so ein,
not
so
really.
ein Kreis.
He always says he needs lots of sleep, but he's never said why.
Okay.
Hey, Pa, the day started ages ago.
What? Oh, Ivo, how's my favourite daughter?
I'm your only daughter.
Oh, that I had 100. You are and will remain something very special. The other 99 will be as well, though.
Pa, you're nuts.
Der sieht aus wie... Oh Gott. Wie heißt der denn? Aus Herr der Ringe, aber halt nicht im Film. Sondern im Buch. Da trifft er auf so einen Hüter des Waldes.
Ist der nicht im Hobbit?
Nee, ich glaube der nicht.
Na gut.
Also, ja, ich weiß, was du meinst, diesen komischen Zauberer, aber den meine ich jetzt gar nicht, der ein Vogelnest auf dem Kopf hat. Aber den meine ich jetzt gar nicht. Ich meine jemanden, der... Ich habe seinen Namen
Wenn
vergessen,
er dann irgendwo
aber...
vorkommt, dann weiß ich nicht.
Ja, aber irgendwie so ein Hüter des Waldes mit seiner wunderschönen Frau, deren Namen ich auch nicht weiß.
Isn't it a wonderful day today? Again.
Just as the caterpillars cough in the morning dew. Yet, something seems to be troubling you.
She locked me up like a small child.
Have you argued again?
She started it.
She loves you.
And she only wants the best for me. How can it be best for me if she constantly criticizes me and forces me to do things that I don't want to do?
She believes that this will help you the
Gesundheit.
life that awaits you.
Dankeschön.
I'd just like to decide for myself.
I know. Your mother just doesn't understand that because she never had that choice.
You are always defending her. Doesn't she drive you mad too?
Naturally.
Then why don't you tell her?
Does the gnu talk of spring when the shadows are tickling the squirrel? I love her. It's just a phase. She'll change. And if she doesn't change, then I will not love her any less. I love you both as you are, warts and all.
Mother wants me to marry this Prince Lalilos.
I did hear about that.
Is that your wish too?
All I wish for is for you to be happy.
Haha, so I'm not going to marry him.
Unfortunately, not all wishes are granted.
Oh.
You are an elf princess. You will need to marry sooner or later. It's just when and who. I'd rather just leave that to Mother Nature.
I wish you could convince Mother of that.
I fear her faith in your taste of men has been shaken a little since... Well, you know. She wants to prevent your heart being broken again. That's why she is choosing someone that she thinks is right for you.
Pa, would you have used the artifact of divine fate? Or would you have hidden it like we did?
I think that too much power can corrupt anyone.
Das wird der erste Teil gewesen sein.
But you have great powers, and you've never used them for evil.
I could have cured diseased woodlands with the artifact, cleaned rivers in the air. And then what? Then I might have chased away the lumberjacks and destroyed the factories of the dwarves.
I could have helped a lot of humans.
Things take time, Ivo. If you force change before its time has come, then it won't last.
Ich sehe gerade, der hat auch ein Vogelnest auf dem Kopf.
Ja.
Ja. Also vielleicht hat er doch mehr Ähnlichkeit mit dem Zauberer. Ich weiß nicht, warum sie ihm sagen. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob sie es sagt.
Evil-smelling murlocs, deep in prayer, anger the humorless gods.
Understood. I've got quite a lot to think about.
Ich weiß gar nicht, ob sie es ihm sagen würde.
Kannst gerne speichern, das probieren.
This symbol's on the bottom of the mirror bowl in the garden. No idea what it means. That's Mother's area of expertise.
Haben wir noch ein Gefäß, um da dieses Mondwasser zu holen?
Ja.
I can blame Mother for a lot of things, but not laziness. On the contrary, she does the same work as 3 people put together, because she doesn't trust anyone to do it as well.
Okay, anscheinend kann man das nicht. Hätte ich irgendwie gedacht, aber vielleicht ist es auch das Wasser von drin, was wir damit holen müssen. Es ist halt die Frage, ob man das jetzt erst reinkippt und dann das nächste holt oder so. Kann natürlich auch sein. Könntest ja probieren, ob man es jetzt da reinkippen kann. Oh, wie komisch, hier ist so wenig Musik oben. Hast du doch Musik? Nee, links in das Gefäß, wo man...
Ja, ich wollte trotzdem ein bisschen...
Ach so.
Ja.
Ach, das geht. Und was vielleicht auch noch nicht gefüllt. Keine Ahnung. Die traurige Weide.
Why not? Perhaps I'm in luck.
Sonst können wir noch mal gucken, ob wir dazu ein Buch
It
finden.
works. One of the symbols is glowing.
Aber wir können uns jetzt auch sehen, ob wir noch zwei andere Wasser...
Sometimes there's a line underneath it, sometimes above, and here is a circle going through the droplet. Haven't got a clue what they mean.
Dann holen wir einfach jetzt
I've
ein
seen
anderes.
these symbols once before. Up in the throne room, if I'm not mistaken.
Ja, du kannst sie auch mal auswählen lassen. Okay, kann man irgendwie hier unten haben? Nee.
War schon gar nicht mehr.
Hey, Cheap. Think, Cheap. How can we both get to Seastone without me having to grow wings? You've got an idea?
Cool.
A flight magazine? You've taken out a subscription to a flight magazine? Yeah, all right. Page 15. Hippogriff stud Eculeus in the Blue Mountains. The best battle and hunting hippogriffs in Avantasia. A hippogriff? That could carry me. Not a bad idea, Cheap. A pot of gold. Now, where are we meant to get that from? Yes, I think you're right. We'll have to think of something. A hippogriff costs a pot of gold. And we've got one.
Und nu?
Ja.
Müssen wir trotzdem nur dahin?
Ja.
Kannst du das erst
Wie hatten wir jetzt eigentlich diesen Busch nochmal dazu bekommen, Angst zu haben?
antröten?
Ach so, stimmt.
I have the pot of gold here. Go on, take it to the stud. Oh, I realise it's too heavy. I won an arm wrestling contest against an orc warrior in Seastone with the help of a strength elixir. We could get something like that for you.
Nicht gute Idee.
I'm really sorry about that business with the musical box, Cheap, but I had to find out what was wrong with me. Are we friends again? Good.
Ah.
Sometimes I wish I'd kept the artifact of divine fate. Well, an object that would make every wish come true. It'd be very handy right now. Yes, I know, too much power for one person. That's why Archmage Alistair and I made arrangements. This sex that you spoke about, what is it and why should I not have it? I know that I'm an elf princess. That's exactly the reason I should have something like this. Perhaps even two. Oh, I will find out what you're trying to hide from me. I've got sunflower seeds. Want one? I can imagine the whole experience has made you hungry. We will get through this together, right? I'll be
Können wir
back
halt
soon,
das Buch
Chief.
nochmal fragen?
I already know everything that this book can teach me.
Nee, ich meine,
Ach so,
das,
ja. Nee.
dass das sprechen kann.
Ja. Okay, also wir kommen auch an keinen anderen Buch ran. Ist sonst noch was? Offensichtlich nicht.
Hi.
Well, what's up?
You were interrupted just now when you were going to tell me about sex.
Indeed, someone is of the opinion that a princess does not need to know about such things.
Oh, come on, tell me.
I could tell you a lot about it, but it would be unwise for me to annoy your parents. They could burn me, or even worse, give me to a public library.
How do elf pregnancies progress?
They are very similar to human pregnancies, only they take a lot longer, about 4 years. You are presumably in the 6th month.
And if I go into the world of humans to talk to the Archmage, well, time in the human world passes quicker.
Then your pregnancy will go faster, that's for certain. The consequences are difficult to predict. I am not aware of an elf ever having a child outside of the woodland realm.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. If everything goes to plan, then I'll be back in a couple of days and we'll know what's happened.
That would be advisable. Pregnancy can play havoc with the body and mind.
It does not take a lot of imagination to work out what a turbo pregnancy in the human world would do to
Ach,
an
du
elf.
Scheiße.
Thank you for your help.
That's what I'm here for.
Ich glaube, ich habe noch nie einen schwangeren Videospielcharakter gespielt. Für die immer ein? Nee, ne?
Nö.
Mein Laptop hat kein Internet. Wie du ruhig weiter. Aber er hat irgendwie das WLAN vergessen. So.
A good solid fishing rod. Nothing.
Das ist die Frage, ob wir jetzt noch in den anderen Räumen nochmal, das jetzt doch nochmal auffüllen können. Weil anscheinend ist ja die Reihenfolge wichtig. Und vielleicht können wir jetzt doch von dem Mondzeugs da was holen oder so. Achso, da kannst du dir auch nochmal was holen?
Ja. Ja.
Ja, probier doch jetzt nochmal, ob das Mondzeug jetzt geht.
Achso.
I don't really know much about reeds or pipes, but
Ich glaube, diese Zeichen heißen quasi sowas wie, das Wasser ist oben drüber, das Wasser ist unten drunter und das Wasser ist in der Mitte oder sowas. Das erste, was wir jetzt hatten, war dann vielleicht das von oben drüber. Fragst nur, wo sollen die anderen sein?
each symbol depicts a droplet. Sometimes there's a line underneath it, sometimes above, and here is a circle going through the droplet. Haven't got a clue what they mean. I have seen these symbols once before.
Alter. Nein, du sollst einfach nur an dieser scheiß Blume vorbeigehen.
Können wir aus der Vogeltränke Wasser nehmen?
Nee.
Na, dann probier vielleicht einfach nochmal. Was ist denn von da? Keine Ahnung. Sie hat ja gesagt, dass ein Symbol glüht. Bei dem. Ah, sie hat nicht gesagt welches, ne?
Ach so, jetzt kann ich das dann hier nehmen.
There appears to be an amazing collection of stuff accumulated in the little pond.
Nee, doch nicht.
I wonder if there's anything there that could prove useful.
Kannst nur angucken.
Jetzt
Kannst
kann
da
ich sie aber
reinschütten.
nehmen.
Nein, reinschütten.
Achso,
Da stand pur.
ja. Hab's nicht gelesen.
Ja, aber da geht es vielleicht nur darum, was wegzukippen. Und nicht wirklich darum, es da reinzukippen.
Ja.
Oh, gut. Wie du machen das. Ach, da kannst du auch was reinschütten.
Right then, fresh water for the bird bath. If I do succeed in escaping, it'll be a while before Chief is able to bathe in his basin again. Do I have the right to drag him into this? He should really have the choice of returning as soon as I
Kannst
escape.
du das jetzt da auffüllen? Ja. Ich dachte, vielleicht bringt es irgendwas, es umzuschütten und dann wieder aufzunehmen.
Ja. Hab ich auch überlegt. Weil ich habe auch überlegt, ob das, weil hier haben wir das Wasser in einem Kreis. Deswegen probiere ich die ganze Zeit in das Wasser zu kommen. Dann haben wir das Wasser von oben und da links ist das Wasser von unten, hatte ich überlegt, ne?
Kannst du,
Siehst du das, was ich hier meine?
ja,
Das
kannst du Wasser reinschütten oben in das Mondding?
oben in das Mondding? Achso. Können wir gleich nochmal gucken. Ich werde nochmal gucken, was sie da sagt.
No, I've already poured in water from the waterfall. Something tells me that I need to carry on with something different here.
Dann geht es euch da wirklich nur darum, das wegzuschütten. Aber vielleicht können wir es ja trotzdem oben reinschütten. Vielleicht
Wollen wir
ist ja
probieren,
was.
andere Dinge da reinzuwerfen?
Wenn du meinst. Uns alles probieren. Wir haben jetzt auch einen höheren Angelskill, wir können auch nochmal angeln.
Oh, das können wir wirklich nochmal probieren. Entschuldigung. Und auch noch in die Hand gehustet, Alter. Geht ja gar nicht. Also der
Kein
Handrücken.
gutes Vorbild.
Der Handrücken, aber trotzdem die Hand. Shame on me.
I've got what I need, but this is so much fun. And perhaps I'll have a bit of luck catching other interesting things in the pond. A classic.
16. Mach ruhig mal weiter.
Ja, das probier ich.
Ich hab auch keine Ahnung, was es sein soll.
Pity.
10? Kannst du noch bis 20 machen?
Ja.
Vielleicht finden wir noch was Spannendes.
A classic.
Das war ein Stiefel.
Mhm.
Nochmal ein Stiefel.
Na gut.
That looks promising.
Du hast dich nur vertippt, aber
Nein,
voll
ich habe
gut.
mich nicht vertippt. Ich wollte das probieren, weil ich mir dachte, was Glitzerndes zum Fischen, aber ich wusste nicht, wozu wir es brauchen. Ich habe mich nicht
The
vertippt,
worms
aber
provide a
ich
great
dachte
lure
jetzt
and
nicht,
should
dass es
increase my
wirklich
fishing
funktioniert.
success rate, whatever that is. I always hang one onto the hook.
Na gut.
A classic.
Okay, ich weiß nicht, ob wir mehr Skill dafür brauchen oder ob wir das für was anderes brauchen. Ach, vielleicht oben in dem Teich. Oh, was haben wir jetzt?
A
Ich
classic.
glaube, ein Fahrradlenker.
Okay.
Ja, ich glaube, es ist jetzt nur noch aus Gag, ob uns das dann rauskommt.
There appears to be an
Hast du das Wasser jetzt schon nochmal gefüllt, oder?
Ja.
Okay, dann...
I have bait and spoon bait on the fishing line. That's as good as it gets. I have bait and
Ja.
Dann oben nochmal. Hm? Hui? Ja. Wir können noch mal X drücken, um zu gucken, vielleicht noch irgendwas da ist, was wir nicht gesehen haben bisher. Haben wir die anderen Dinge schon für irgendwas benutzt? Nee, ne? Du könntest doch gucken, ob du an die Angel noch dieses Ding befestigst, wo wir erst nicht wussten, was es ist. Hier der Kopf von diesem Schilfding. Eventuell ist es dann wie so ein Schwimmer oder so. Auch wenn sie gerade schon gesagt hat, it's as good as it gets.
Nö. Na, so nicht.
I have bait and spoon bait on the fishing.
Ja. Nee, irgendwie bringt das hier auch nicht weiter. Und hier können wir echt jetzt nichts mehr machen.
Drück vielleicht nochmal X, was du noch interagieren kannst.
Achso.
Nix. Das ist rechts noch? Ob damit jetzt noch was machbar ist? Ne. Also ist gar nichts mehr. Und noch das Fernglas? Wie mit irgendwas machbar ist?
The plant would survive, I'm sure, but at the moment I don't need any more.
Okay.
One can almost see the edge of the wood through the telescope, but I just can't leave the elf burrow. Mother would never forgive me, and there are so many dangers lurking out there.
Irgendein Item, was wir haben, damit Sinn? Achso, kannst du die Pflanze gießen? Ja. Soll ich nochmal probieren?
Kannst gerne.
Wir können natürlich bei den ansonsten halt doch mal speichern und den Eltern verraten, dass sie schwanger sind.
Ja,
Soll ich das probieren?
zumindest dem Vater vielleicht. Ja, wir können ruhig beiden, aber ja, mach mal gerne.
Können gucken, ob wir das
Kannst du den
Wasser
Regenbogen
irgendwie mit
noch
dem
mal
Regenbogen segnen können.
Ja, ist ja noch irgendwie.
Nein? Auf Go-Up-Berg, an. Ach, dann kann man noch über Grüße und kann sagen, guck dir das an oder so.
Hey, there's a rainbow. Since the willow's branches are hanging down for some inex...
Wir müssen noch mehr auffüllen.
Hast du gespeichert?
Nee, noch nicht, ne. Immer.
Nee.
So 13 ein bisschen durchzuprobieren.
A friendly...
Diese Steuerung ist echt furchtbar.
Ja. Mir wurde gerade, oder es wurde gerade vorgeschlagen, dass wir auch nochmal mit der also mit der Mutter reden können. Weil vielleicht können wir sie auch fragen, was die Symbole zu bedeuten haben oder so, keine Ahnung.
Ich kann das gern tun.
Mhm.
Nein! Ach, manchmal ist es echt schwierig.
Ja.
Pa?
Yes, Poppet?
Enlighten me, Father.
Ghosts and demons, denied by those who are unwary. They may be clever, but they are
Ich
not.
glaube, der sagt aber noch was anderes, aber
Ja,
es macht
dann-
immer keinen Sinn.
Understood.
Aber wir können gerne noch ein bisschen fragen. Vielleicht haben
Enlighten me,
wir...
Father.
The striped kakadu and the limp,
Nee.
denied by those who are confusing to those weak.
I've got quite...
Goodbye.
Ah, ja.
Ich will erstmal nur so mit ihr reden.
Okay. Na, mit ihm hättest du es ja auch sagen können.
Mother?
Yes, Ivadora.
Oh Gott, okay, wir haben hier noch viel, viel mehr. Ja, können wir fragen.
Ja.
Those symbols on the columns, what do they mean?
First your insights concerning your wedding, and now an interest in the spiritual. You do surprise me. The 3 symbols depict the 3 different forms that water takes. They are important in many rituals. Water that falls from the sky. Water that springs from the earth. And water that is bathed by moonlight.
Okay, Regen, Quelle, Mondlicht.
Okay. Guter Tipp,
really
wollte ich
think that
sagen,
I
an
look
unsere
fat?
eine Zuschauerin.
Ja,
You
Philipp.
aren't really fat, my darling, but you aren't perfect either.
Do I have to be perfect?
No one is perfect, but that doesn't stop us striving for it. Once you are happy with yourself, then you become overindulgent. Dissatisfaction can take you far, my darling.
Why do you want me to marry this particular prince?
Because I think that will be best for you.
And if I don't like him?
Then you will learn to love him.
Why can't I fall in love first and then marry?
And what happens if you don't fall in love? You won't ever marry then? Don't be childish, Ivadora.
So
When you
schön.
married father, how long had you known each other?
Just a few days. I fell in love with him instantly. He was the wisest and most handsome elf that I had ever met.
And if you hadn't loved him, or if perhaps you hadn't even liked him?
Then I would have married him anyway. It is the duty of the princess to secure royal succession.
Whether she wants it or not?
You didn't want to go to school either. Today you can play music, paint, speak a dozen different languages, and have realized what a gift education is. Please, just trust me. Sometimes only parents know what's best.
Ah, wir können es ja auch gar nicht mehr sagen.
Do you know what can be done to fight the epidemic in Seastone?
Done? Nothing, my darling. It's a matter for humans. We will only observe.
How hard would it be for us to actually help solve a problem for once, instead of waiting for it to solve itself?
If Alistair needs my advice, he can ask me, and up to now he has not done that.
But
I'm not going to
Zu dem wollen wir
interfere.
hin.
Ja.
see you later, Mother.
Don't pull a face
Okay,
like a
Regen,
wilted
Quelle
willow. Smile.
und Mond. Ich glaube, Regen ist das, was wir haben.
Only priestesses are allowed to get water from the well. Up to now, my mother hasn't tried to make me into a priestess.
So, das ist,
Das
wir
ist-
dürfen nicht.
Und das hier ist jetzt das Mondwasser oder was?
Nimm mich mal an. Sie sagt doch, wenn du guckst, Moonwell.
Ja. Ja, und dass wir nicht dürfen, wussten wir auch schon.
Mother?
Kann man nochmal irgendwie was fragen?
Yes,
dazu?
Ivadora.
You told me earlier about...
Not all water is the same. If it bubbles out of a spring, then it is spring water. Then it turns into stream water, perhaps into river water, and then sometimes later into sea water. The voice of water changes, its soul.
And if different forms of water are mixed together...
Then you can create water with powerful magical properties. But it's not as easy as you might imagine. Water is constantly changing its form. Rain is water from the sky, but as soon as it lands in a puddle, then it becomes common puddle water.
Ah,
That stuff in the moon well, that's water bathed by moonlight, isn't it?
Of course it is, my darling.
Could I take some of it?
It is holy water. We only use it for special occasions. What do you need it for?
na. Ja, wir müssen 2 oder 3 machen, weil I'm thirsty ist Quatsch.
Ja. It's a ritual.
I'd like to carry out a ritual. I need some water that has been bathed by the moonlight for it.
Really? What sort of ritual?
Answer some of my questions. One who's the Cosmos. Überraschung.
Finde ich auch okay, muss ich sagen. Ich weiß es nicht.
Well, I want to, well, it's a surprise.
I don't like surprises, especially not when it concerns magic rituals. What sort of ritual?
Oh.
I want to become one with the cosmos and nature and, to see the future and the past. So do the things that you do.
But child, you'll need centuries of training for that. Only priestesses can use Moonwell water for spiritual journeys.
About the moon water.
Dann probiere ich einfach das
Can I have
andere.
some?
What do you need?
I need it for...
Really? What sort of potion?
Vielleicht Beauty Potion.
Well, the moon water is a particularly pure and clean water. I thought that it could form the basis of a beauty potion.
It is true that this water is purported to have healing powers.
I didn't want to trouble you with this, but then I thought, if I'm meant to be looking my best for the prince, then such a potion wouldn't do any harm.
Ah.
Absolutely. Do you have a vessel? May the Moonwell water give you the help you need to become more beautiful, just as it has always helped me.
Sehr gut, dann brauchen wir nur noch eine Art von Wasser.
See you later, Mother.
Vielleicht können wir jetzt noch mal mit dem Vater reden.
Dachte ich auch gerade.
Pa?
Yes, Poppet?
I've got quite...
Goodbye.
Aber sie meint ja gerade, dann becomes Puddle Water. Das heißt wirklich, wenn wir es irgendwo reinschütten, dann ist es sofort irgendwie das andere. So, 2 von 3.
Now water that has been bathed in moonshine.
Also,
That must mean the water that's come from the moonwell.
also Moon Water und was haben wir noch?
That's got the second symbol to glow.
Das ist die Frage, wie das... ich würde sagen, das gilt als Regenwasser, was wir da haben. Das tue ich aber natürlich nicht. Weil wir das ja von da oben genommen haben.
Ja, für mich weiß ich nicht. Hätte gedacht Quellwasser, weil da die Quelle ist von dem, was wir hier haben, aber...
Ach so. Ist vielleicht eine doofe Idee, weil irgendwie konnten wir gerade oben gar nichts mehr machen. Aber ich will noch mal gucken, ob sich daran jetzt was geändert hat und wir es da vielleicht reinführen können. Ja. Na, ich würde sonst probieren, das Wasser irgendwo reinzufüllen, dann nochmal aufzunehmen. Geht's vielleicht rein?
Ja, das hatten wir ja schon.
Weil's, ja, aber vielleicht geht's erst jetzt. Weil irgendwie, irgendwas muss es ja bringen, das da reinzumachen. Und schon kann ich es da jetzt gar nicht reinfüllen.
Aber du kannst es da reinführen? Na gut, das ist ja schon.
Ich kann es jetzt nicht wieder aufnehmen.
Ja, stimmt. Können wir es irgendwie anders regnen lassen?
Ach so, vielleicht brauchen wir irgendwas, was es denn so hochspritzt oder sowas. Können wir vielleicht Blumensamen reinmachen, wenn wir da Vögel kommen?
Ich glaube, das habe ich schon probiert, aber kannst du ruhig schon mal probieren.
Vielleicht ging es halt vorhin noch nicht, weil man das noch nicht braucht.
Kann man noch irgendwas mit der Trauerweide machen?
Ich wollte den Blumensamen gar nicht machen.
Aber du kannst sie doch gerade angucken. Die Trauerweide rechts.
Ja, ich habe die Blumensamen gerade angewählt.
Achso, okay.
The only thing I can say in my defense is that is what a weeping willow is meant to look like.
Ich würde gerne nochmal zu dem... Jetzt, wo wir hier was Neues wissen, vielleicht wissen die auch noch was darüber?
Können wir Wasser in die Trompete füllen und das dann rauspusten? Oder so? Keine Ahnung. Ja, oder du hast recht mit dem Regenwasser, wir müssen irgendwo Quellwasser herkriegen. Ich wüsste jetzt aber trotzdem nicht wo. Können wir den Vogel nochmal fragen?
Hat er eigentlich gerade was? Ach nein.
Sehr schön. Das war wichtig.
Hey, Chief. I'll be back.
Ich finde es mit der Trompete nicht schlecht.
Probieren, genau.
Ja.
Vielleicht können wir die Trompete nochmal mit dem Wasserfall benutzen oder so.
A pot of gold will be accepted anyway.
Da ist noch stand noch ein Glas, aber das war unser Glas. Ich glaube, damit können wir nichts machen.
Ich kann es probieren. Ich glaube nicht, nee, ich habe jetzt schon nichts gedrückt. Ah, ich hasse es.
I wish there was.
Oder wir reden nochmal mit dem Gärtner.
Das kann man.
Very well, Your Royal Highness. How old are you again?
Ja, how old are you again?
3!
You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
I need a special sort of water arbor. Can you help me?
A special sort of water? Now, who's been dreaming that stuff up then?
Arbor, please help. I need water that spills out of the ground.
Also ist
There,
Okay.
the waterfall. As much water as you want.
Well, it's not that simple. That water's changed. I need water directly out of the earth.
You elves always like to make things complicated, don't you?
Oh ja.
You got a container?
Ah.
There you go. And don't start telling me that this is some kind of snot water or the like. This be tip-top quality groundwater.
Should work. Thank
Er
you.
hat das an den Wurzeln,
I have to get
Grundwasser.
on. Don't work too hard.
Ah, clever. Clever. Zitat Conker.
Let's hope that Arbor's donation of water that spills from the earth will work.
Oui.
It hasn't really spilled from the earth, but it is groundwater, and it's never seen the sun. Now all the symbols are going. Hello? Are you there?
I'm always there.
Ring, ring.
I cast a spell over you single-handedly with no help.
You had help, you just didn't realise it.
No, I did it by myself.
I'm the all-knowing seer. I'm telling you, you are wrong.
Are you really all-knowing?
No, but it sounds better than I am the seer who saw more than any other being in the world and yet didn't see all.
I did summon you, but I don't really know anything about you. Do you live in the water, or are you the water?
No, the water is just a reflective surface. I live on the other side of the mirrors. I see what happens in front of mirrors. To you, they are simple reflections. To me, they are the window through which I view your world.
Okay.
Are you also my best?
So you live on the other side of all mirrors. Does that include the one in my bedroom?
I can look through any reflective surface. I see all.
You do close your eyes when it's the decent thing to do, right?
I see all.
Yes, understood. But if someone's undressing in front of their mirror or doing embarrassing things that no one else should see, you do look away, right?
I can see into the furthest reaches of the world. I see the good and the bad, the beautiful and the abominable.
You saw me giving an imaginary harp concert in front of my mirror.
I count that amongst the abominable.
And Mother and others summon you to ask your advice.
I wouldn't exactly describe it as asking. They know how to reach me via one of the mirrors. They want me to give them information, and if I don't answer, they just stand there and stare at me.
So you help them.
That is the question, is it not? Do I have an interest in supporting either one or the other side, or would I rather watch a catastrophe unfold?
So you'd pour oil onto the fire just because you want to watch the flames?
I could, but mostly I restrict myself to watching. I love to see how things develop. I can't abide when things come to a standstill. That's when I'm always tempted to give someone a shove in the right direction.
Okay.
There's talk of an epidemic in Seastone which is spreading. Do you know anything about it?
It is not an epidemic.
Well, what is it then?
It's something that you'll get involved with.
Can you see into the future?
Stories repeat themselves. Other places, other participants, but the course remains the same. Good fights evil.
I need today's password for the Woodland Realm Border Watch. Do you know it?
Of course. Your mother told the commander of the guards when she was standing next to the mirror surface of the moon well.
Can I have it?
Absolutely. I want to see how this develops. And there are quite a few surprises awaiting you in Seastone.
Which, of course, you're not going to tell me about.
They wouldn't be surprises if I told you about them.
By any chance, is the password melon?
How do you know that?
Stories repeat themselves. Do you not know that? Why am I pregnant?
You are pregnant?
Scheiße.
Should you not know that? You being the nearly all-knowing oracle.
I didn't see that. When did you get pregnant?
I'm asking you.
Stupid romance. A woodland glade, a bed in the cornfield, not a mirror in sight. Couldn't you and Mate have done that somewhere else?
Done what?
Oh, yes. Nothing at all, Princess.
Thanks for that unsettling conversation. I have to go.
Frag ihn doch, was Sex ist. Dem allwissenden
But we will
Spiegel.
see each other again soon.
Aber er würde es ja auch nicht sein.
You mean to say you will see me and follow my every move?
Yes, but I didn't mean that. You will seek me out before this story ends.
Ui.
Really?
Yes, you will want to help a friend in need and won't know how to. That's when you will seek and find me.
Where will I find you?
In a flying town, in a house with no corners. Till then, Princess Ivo of the Woodland Realm.
But, oh...
Tja, jetzt haben wir das Passwort, aber wohin?
Ja, jetzt müssen wir brauchen noch einen Trank für unseren Vogel. Dass er schwere Dinge tragen kann.
Stimmt.
I don't know what I could ask him right now.
Aber dann bringt uns das Passwort ja so erstmal gar nichts. Ich hatte es so verstanden, dass es 2 Sachen wären. Also einmal brauchen wir das Passwort und einmal, aber später erst brauchen wir den Trank.
Naja, damit, du kannst ja mit dem Vogel gerne reden. Aber es geht ja darum, dass er uns.
Vielleicht auch mit dem Buch. Ja, ich verstehe schon.
Hey, Cheap.
Mhm.
I'll be back soon. I wish there was something to indicate that the book was wrong, but I'm pregnant. I just know that I need to get out of here before Mother finds out.
No. Hier können wir gar nichts machen.
Hier können wir auch nicht mal mehr rausschauen oder so. Können wir auch nichts machen.
Können wir mit unseren Items noch was Neues machen?
Since Nate left without saying so much as a word, Mother sees so.
Geh doch noch mal den Topf auf Gold an. Nee, anschauen.
Achso.
A pot of gold will be accepted anywhere as payment. It's a bit less than a pile of filthy lucre, but a bit more than a heap of dough.
Aber ich glaube, ich konnte es gerade was mit dem Wasser. Ach so, weil sie meinen, man kann Gold nicht reinschmeißen. Das hatten wir auch schon.
People in Seastone believe that throwing gold coins at the arch.
Dann gehe ich nochmal zum Throne. Vielleicht müssen wir doch mit denen reden.
Pa?
Yes, Poppet?
I've got quite a lot to.
Good.
See you. I'll leave her to work. This magical epidemic seems to be.
Oder kann man mit dem Passwort irgendwas anfangen und wir wissen nur nicht was?
I know everything I need to know. Today's password is melon. When I use it at the border, the watch will have to let me. And by the time they find out they've been duped,
Wie kommen wir denn da hin?
others will judge whether it was worth traumatizing the Willow for this.
War das der Regenbogen, den du gerade angeschaut
Ja.
hast? Ja, dann sprich den Vogel doch nochmal wegen dem Gold an, oder?
Kann man machen.
Hey, Cheap. I have the pot of gold. Oh, I realise. I won an arm wrestling contest against an orc warrior in Seastone with the help of a strength elixir. We could get something like that for you. I'll be back.
Vielleicht ist ja. Ist es einfach so ein Sunflower Seeds? Vielleicht verbunden mit was anderem?
Ja, oder wir kriegen das irgendwo unterwegs und wir müssen das jetzt noch gar nicht holen, den Greif. Weil du hast recht, eigentlich müssen wir erst raus und da vorbei, ne? Da kommen wir jetzt nicht mit dem...
Hä? Die gehen einfach nur da nach hinten. Vor allem wundert mich, dass dann beides angezeigt wird. Oder haben wir hier noch irgendwie einen Weg oder so? Ja, oder wir müssen es dem Vater sagen. Wollen wir das machen?
Ja.
Trotzdem speichern oder machen wir es einfach?
Also, ich glaube, es kann hier nichts Zerstörendes
Ja,
gegen
glaube
das
ich auch
Spiel.
nicht. Dann sagen wir es ihm. Vielleicht weiter uns.
Pa?
Yes, Poppet?
I need to tell you something, Father, but I'm not sure how.
You shouldn't worry too much. It's not good for the baby.
You know?
Has a zebra got stripes?
How can it have happened? Why?
I don't know. Is that important?
It is. I want to know what's happened to me.
Then look for the answers, my little bud.
How can you be so calm about it?
Because I know that everything will be fine in the end.
Und er kifft sehr viel.
And if it isn't fine?
Then it is not the end.
Ja, war das Michael Ende?
Caspar. Also vielleicht hat Caspar nur Ende zitiert.
Eventuell
Aber
hat er
vielleicht hat auch Ende Caspar
Autor zitiert.
Vielleicht hat auch Ende Caspar zitiert.
Ja.
If you don't know what the pregnancy's
Das
all
kann
about,
was Ende so
then I'll
hört.
have to travel to Seastone and ask the Archmage.
The fact that I don't know means that you did not get pregnant by natural means. And if something does not conform to the laws of nature, then it must be magic. No one knows more about these things than Alistair.
We agree then.
Like snails munching cabbage. Only your mother isn't going to permit it.
I know, but I'll work on that. Hypothetically, if Cheep Cheep had to transport
Sehr
something
gut.
heavy through the air, how could I help him do it?
You could ask me to give him the necessary strength, which you have just done, have you not?
Really?
Of course, but the effect would not last long enough to transport you to, let's say, Seastone.
He doesn't need to do that. It's just a short distance.
All right, bring me some sunflower seeds.
Hammer! Ich frag nicht warum.
I have a
Wahrscheinlich,
few
weil die einfach
sunflower
lecker sind.
seeds. Here.
Good. Keep still.
That's it.
Just give Cheep Cheep these seeds to eat shortly before he starts on his journey.
Thanks.
Hm.
I've got quite a lot to think about.
Goodbye, little daughter.
See you later, Father.
Ja, war eine gute Entscheidung. Dann fliegen wir weg.
Jo.
Wie mag ich das über... Muss man da nicht die ganze Zeit so rumeiern?
Hey, Cheep.
Superfood. Chiasamen.
Father's changed the sunflower seeds. Well, can you feel anything? Now, don't exaggerate. Okay, here.
Whee!
Oh, I hope it works. But what's he going to be like when he's super cheap? He's got enough of an exaggerated opinion of himself as it is.
Ah, wohin nur? Oh.
Sonst nicht gekauft.
Oh, that's overdoing it a bit.
Vielleicht hat er auch sich selber eine Handelbank geholt.
Denn er ist jetzt super
I
stark.
thought you just wanted to deliver the pot of gold. You deserve it. It's really in there, is it? Our hippogriff? Why did the stud put it in there? Couldn't they have just let it fly back with you? You mean it was in the box already? You didn't actually see it? I'd love to have your trust. Oh well, at least it's pretty lively. Cheap Cheap blind purchased the hippogriff. His trust in the Aculeus stud is far greater than his mistrust of humankind's capacity to deceive. Relax, I'm on it.
Hey.
You've still got the receipt, haven't you, Cheap?
Oh Gott. Was ist das?
Hippo.
The little chap has enough strength to demolish a heavy wooden box. That's a pretty good sign. Cheap? Didn't the hippogriff in the magazine look a bit different to this? Bigger, bit more griff and a bit less hippo?
Ach, das Wortspiel Hippogriff.
Is this the effect of the epidemic? Mother said it changed things.
Na denn?
You are strong enough, aren't you? You were able to demolish that box just now. Can you carry me as far as Seastone? Right then. The Archmage, murdered by Wilbur Weathervane?
What?
There's something strange afoot, Cheap. Mark my words. I don't believe a word of it. Someone's responsible for this epidemic and someone wants to hurt our friends. Away to Seastone.
Schön. Krieg ich wieder?
Klar.
Wollen wir einen Knoppers essen?
Nee.
No. Gummibärchen?
It's a great escape.
My name is Weathervane, Professor Weathervane.
You
Der
want
hat
to
den
teach
umgebracht?
us?
Well, yes. Why not?
You're a gnome. Gnomes can't do magic.
I can and have. During my mage training, yes?
My mother also says that you should not be a teacher. But I think you're great, Professor.
Oh, thank you.
Say, Professor, what exactly is the magic constant? How long must Veritaserum mature? What can you tell us about ancient magic runes?
Ist das nur ein Harry Potter Ding? Oder? Ja, sonst hol doch noch zwei Dinge. Dann nehme ich den, dann kriegst du Erdnuss und ich krieg Kokos.
Ich wollte mir gerade Gummibärchen holen.
Nee, dann will ich auch.
Aber Gummibärchen.
Nee. Soll ich warten? Oder?
Mach ruhig.
Be quiet, sit properly.
How about you sit down properly first?
No.
Nope. That's no Professor. Or, more properly, yes, Professor.
Nope means yes, Professor. That's going to cause some misunderstandings. So, the magic constant, Veritaserum, ancient magic runes. We want to learn something.
Dann spiele ich, solange du isst.
Nein,
Dann
ich
wissen
spiele,
wir wieder.
solange du isst. Sonst bin ich neidisch darauf, dass du noch was zu essen hast.
Okay.
You seem to really know a lot about magic.
More than you, anyway. Maybe we should switch places.
Maybe you should shut your... we never talked to teachers like that in my day.
Well, we do in mine. We'd like to have answers to our questions.
Es knistert.
I will answer all your questions, but not now. It's time for History of Magic.
Then I have a history question. As everyone knows, gnomes are completely incompetent when it comes to magic. To be exact, only one great gnome mage has appeared in the last 800 years. He defeated Grandma, the last of the great dragons. What was the name of that last great gnome mage?
He was called Sit Down at Your Desk Properly and Don't Ask Stupid Questions.
But don't they say there are no stupid questions, only stupid answers? And that there aren't supposed to be any bad students, only bad teachers?
Not right now. We will open your textbooks to page 100 and...
So I was right, wasn't I? You know nothing, not even the name of the only great mage your own people ever produced.
I just need a drink of water. Frog in my throat.
Ha!
Oh man, Master Marcus warned me that the students would test me the first few hours, but this is a nightmare. I don't know all these things. I know nothing.
So geht's jeden nach der Ausbildung.
Easy, boy, easy. Think, Wilbur, think. It can't be healthy in the long run for Fridolin to always eat parchment and old scrolls. Perhaps he'd like the pet food I bought. Master Marcus and the Archmage were so busy rebuilding the city that no one had the opportunity to teach me anything about teaching. This box was in a shop window down in the city. I thought it might be useful. After all, there are children with magic wands on it. But unfortunately, it just seems to be a bunch of those tricks. Like that old one with Mr. Wupperman, the top hat and the rabbit. Short white rope, pair of dice, playing cards, and a guide on how to lead people up the garden path. That's just not right. Real magic or none at all. It looked like this before I ever moved in. Generations of teachers must have left their stuff here. I like
Muss man mal aufräumen.
The school has a history and when I have time, I'll rummage through it.
Und Dinge kategorisieren. Vielleicht lernt er da noch was.
A few of the crates and boxes are labelled. Hands off. Property of the half-blood prince. Schrödinger.
Haha. Gott, 10 Millionen Anspielungen. Und wir sind erst bei 10% vom Spiel.
Mages use balls like this to communicate over long distances. Master Marcus explained it to me. He'll know how I can tame those unruly students. So, what was that number again? 64731?
Hello.
Ah! Oh, wrong number! My wand! The King of Thieves got it for me during my mage training. He and the other rats have been tirelessly helping to rebuild the city in recent months. They work closely with the Archmage, albeit mostly in secret.
Achso, den können wir nehmen.
I still haven't figured out exactly how it works. Sometimes it performs the most amazing magic, and sometimes it can't even perform the simplest of tasks. Archmage Alistair's promised to have a look at it sometime. Maybe it has a loose connection or something. This is my contract, signed by the Archmage. I'm the first teacher in the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, at least the first since the school reappeared. At first I didn't want to accept. I know almost nothing about magic. But Master Alistair said there are very few mages left, and I had completed mage training faster than anyone else. I was the right person for the job. I wanted to help, and learn more about magic, so I agreed. Hopefully that was the right decision. I wouldn't want to disappoint Master Alistair.
Finde ich auf jeden Fall spannend, dass wir jetzt schon den dritten Charakter spielen.
My whole family stayed in the White Ridge Mountains. Why would they even want to come to Seastone? This isn't their world. Little Sydney can walk now and reach everything that's on the workbenches. That tripled her invention output. Meggie doesn't build battle robots anymore since the war is over. Now she's experimenting with computing machines. But Grandad says there's no future in it. It wasn't easy to tell them I'm not an engineer but a mage instead. Mum said she'd always suspected it.
Ich hab's mir immer gedacht.
The teddy is just, a keepsake and some moral support from home. Soft and cuddly moral support.
Wir alle kennen das.
This is Fridolin, my rabbit sheep. I had to cast the transformation spell during my mage training. And this is the result.
Es war alles Absicht.
I think we make a good team. A young mage and his rabbit sheep fighting side by side as a force for good. Unfortunately, Fridolin doesn't do much other than lay in bed and eat. Still have to convince him it's important.
Es ist schön, dass die Musik wieder lauter ist als der Text.
Ja, das ist ein bisschen schwierig. Mal so, mal so.
What are you eating there? Hey, that's my notepad. I still need that notepad. It has Master Marcus's number.
Müssen wir ihn da weglocken.
Well, buddy? What are you eating there? Hey! A bowl of fresh, cool water for my roommate. There's no way I'm taking the bowl with me. I mean, how am I supposed to put a bowl of water into my pocket without getting my robe soaking wet? It's not like I can just carry anything around.
So.
But I could use the bowl here in the room.
Gute Idee. Geht nicht.
Fridolin might prefer green grass or fresh carrots, but all I could find in the city was this pet food. Okay, we'll do it like this. I'll give you some delicious pet food.
Du kannst auch daneben
my
machen, hast
notebook
gesehen,
back. Okay,
dem, was
buddy?
daneben liegt.
All right, me first.
Ja.
Okay. Now give me my notebook, please. Hey, I thought we had a deal.
Nee, nicht das Wasser, das Futter konntest du dann machen.
The bed is pretty cozy. It's so cozy that Fridolin is curled up in it. But that's okay. Friends share. And he lets me sleep at the foot end. Earlier, in a situation like this, I would have holed up in bed and hoped that everything would somehow take care of itself. But those days are gone. I'm a professor of magic, and I have to solve my own problems. Maybe I can lure Fridolin away. That's it. That's all there is. Hey, Fridolin, look! Food! All you have to do is hop over here and get it.
Ja.
Wow! My rabbit sheep has superpowers. But now the food is gone and Fridolin is still hungry. No wonder I didn't do it right. It says, space-saving instant dry food. Soaking.
Ja, er hat das ja schon probiert. Aber du musst umgekehrt das in das Wasser machen und nicht das Wasser in den...
A bowl of fresh, cool water for my roommate.
Das geht irgendwie auch nicht. Guck mal X. Nee. Nur falls irgendwas weiter weg wäre. Wie kannst du es jetzt verbinden im Rucksack?
How about some water to wash the
Ging ja
food
eben noch
down?
nicht.
That's what I thought. Food was pretty dry, right?
Ah, so rum. Wir mixen es direkt im Schaf.
See how well I take care of you? Then maybe we could talk about my notebook.
Oh Gott.
Oops.
Ja, vielleicht ein bisschen viel.
I'll read the instructions next time. Promise. Sorry.
Oh Gott, wie ist denn dieses grüne Viech bei Whispered World? Die Raupe. Die konntest du ja auch so.
Spot.
These are the aviator goggles that my granddad gave me before my first trip to Seastone. Well, pair of aviator goggles. The original pair was lost when granddad fired me into the cannon.
Aber ich glaube, jetzt kannst du nochmal
That's
anrufen,
when I
ne?
found
Auf
out
dem
granddad has a whole
Notepad.
box of these goggles. Every time he tries to persuade some idiot to do something stupid, he makes a rousing speech and then hands over his old aviator goggles. It says, Master Marcus, only in emergencies, 64179. This is definitely an emergency. I'm losing my students' respect before I even had it.
Dankeschön.
It says,
Ja,
Master
Entschuldigung.
Marcus, this is definitely an emergency. I'm losing my... Well, 64117 and, 9. Hopefully this will work this time.
Yes? Hello?
Master Marcus!
Wilbur, what is it?
Well, there's this boy who's naughty and cheeky and he doesn't listen to me.
Wilbur, you're a teacher now. Of course the students are naughty and outrageous. You have to assert yourself.
I've only been a teacher for a few days and I'm all alone. And the school is eerie and there's no textbooks and no one wants to learn anything and...
Wilbur, no one expects you to be the perfect teacher right away. Wake your students' enthusiasm for magic. That would be a good start.
How can I inspire my students? I don't know anything about the history of magic.
Obviously not, otherwise you would know that you'll never attract anyone with that subject.
But it's in the curriculum.
Oh, bugger the curriculum. Do what you're good at. Cast spells. Fill them with wonder. Make them want to be able to do the same.
But I don't know how.
Wilbur, you conjured a sheep out of a hat, and you didn't know how to do that either. Go out there and knock them dead. Let the magic do the work. You may not know what you're doing, but you're doing it.
Just do some magic.
Just do some magic.
Okay.
Your brother called me a natural talent. I am really quite good at magic, right?
You did some incredible things during your training.
I just wish I could control the magic better. Sometimes it just bubbles out of me and other times, nothing.
I think that will come with time. And if not, you will have to rely on your ingenuity.
Why do I have to teach it all alone? Why aren't there any other teachers?
Many majors died during the war. There were only a few of us left. And most of those who survived are now pursuing more lucrative activities. Alchemy, ghost hunting, children's birthday parties.
But training new mages is important. If the rest are just out for the gold, then who will take care of the next generation?
Being a teacher is an important and honourable task, Wilbur, even when others fail to appreciate that.
Why aren't you?
If it's such an important task, why aren't you teaching at this school?
Politics. My brother is the Archmage, and he's in the middle of an election campaign. If he were to give his own brother a job, well, his opponents would just love that. But I'm not angry. I did my part. I trained mages when no one else would. And I found the most talented gnome mage the world has ever seen.
Cool.
Apparently there was a powerful gnome mage a long time ago. Did he kill any dragons?
According to legend, the last of the great dragons, Gremma, was defeated by a gnome.
That's the one I mean. What was that gnome's name?
No one knows. He arrived at a time of great need and saved the people of the Southlands by accomplishing the impossible. Then he disappeared without a trace.
Wow. But one of my students asked
Vielleicht auch
me
der
for his
erste Teil?
name.
Keine Ahnung.
Then he probably wanted to lead you up the garden path. Some students want to find your weaknesses and see how far they can go. Don't take any guff.
Thanks for your help, Master Marcus. I'll get through the lesson one way or another, and then I'll get back in touch, okay?
Sorry, but no, Wilbur. You caught me packing. I'm off to spend 2 exciting weeks with a couple of friends.
What, you got on vacation? Well, now?
Maybe it's more than just a holiday. I sold the mage school, as you know. I want to start something new. Finally do what I really want to do. Role-playing games.
Role-playing games?
Live role-playing games. They start in a few days. We leave the normal world of magic, monsters and dungeons behind and immerse ourselves in a fantasy world. I play a removals contractor who is caught in a traffic jam with his truck and must therefore spend a night in a motel. Can you imagine what adventures could be waiting there for me?
But I thought being a teacher was really important. And
that it
Klingt nach Arthur
is.
Weasley.
Have fun.
And
Der Vater
Marcus.
von Ron.
Hello.
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, was der für Lab spielt, deswegen.
Nee, kein Lab, aber er ist sehr begeistert von Muggelsachen.
The entire school building is a bit scary. No one knows exactly where it was the last 20 years. It disappeared overnight and then reappeared just as suddenly once the war ended. There's a lot of magic in these old walls. The stove is always on, for example, and even though I've never put any wood in it.
Aber in Simon the Sorcerer haben sie ja genau denselben Gag gemacht. Da gibt es ja auch Leute, die dann quasi statt Dungeons & Dragons
Stimmt.
spielen sie diese langweiligen Bürosachen irgendwie, wo sie irgendwelche Anträge irgendwie ablehnen müssen, Level irgendwas und dann wird halt auch gefragt, so, wieso spielt ihr nicht Dungeons & Dragons? Und die sagen, naja, weil Kerker und Drachen haben wir überall und das ist voll langweilig.
Ja, das ist witzig. Ja, aber wie gesagt, also wenn Arthur Weasley Lab spielen würde, dann wäre das auch seins.
Come on, Wilbur. You can do it. You can inspire your students. That's better.
So what about the magic rooms?
No one knows the name of the gnome that defeated Grandma. Nice try. Feet off the desk, or I'll make it bite them off. Enough with history of magic. Let's cast some spells. Fairy games doesn't sound bad, right?
Impossible!
Not bad, eh? Wow! That is magic. And here you can learn how to control it. That's it for today. Tomorrow we'll do something else.
Vielleicht muss ich für den nächsten Stream, wenn die Cam woanders hin machen, gefühlt sind alle Sachen immer rechts in dem Bereich. Er stand gerade bei seiner Schulstunde auch die ganze Zeit da.
Ja, blöd.
Mr. Withervane, nice to finally meet you in person.
And you are?
How very precious. I rather thought it'd be wise to watch out for you, Mr. Withervane.
Why watch out for me?
You only play the innocent little country yokel. I always knew that. Your patron, Archmage Alistair, will not win the election against me. Did you know that we're only 3 points behind him in the latest polls?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Okay.
How may I help you?
Help me? Ha! One of the Archmage's top men wants to help me. You know how the game is played, don't you, Withervane?
What game?
Things are heating up. The House of Cards is starting to collapse. I know it, and Alistair knows it too. We both lie low, waiting for the other to make a mistake. And he has made the first.
I'd rather play solitaire. Or can I just watch?
Huh, well said, Withervane. This time, there can be no spectators. Everyone is either for us or against us. This time, it's about the future of this town and the entire country.
What mistake did the Archmage make?
He hired you. A gnome with a fake diploma issued by none other than the Archmage's brother Marcus.
I earned my diploma honestly. I have passed all 3 of the exams and...
Gnomes know nothing of magic. Everyone knows that. And you've never taught before.
But Archmage Alistair believes in me.
As the head mage, he appoints the professors. But I'm the merchant council leader and I assign the administrative posts. Headmaster Block will reveal your incompetence and the newspapers will report on the Archmage's dubious personnel policy before the election.
Ich gehe mal von oben nach unten.
You shouldn't have just shot my fairy.
Do not underestimate me, Mr. Withervane. I am very well aware that those are not fairies. Cobolus Vagastus, flying kobolds. Don't tell me you conjured them up yourself.
Yes, I did. All 5 of them.
Amazing! Powerful magic is needed to manifest living creatures. That is why most necromancers only reanimate skeletons. Dead matter can be much more easily controlled, as of course you know. Or should know.
The new headmaster. Who is he?
Dann müsste sie aber doch mehr beeindruckt sein.
Block. A good man. Very correct and very strict.
If he can help this school return to its former glory, I look forward to working with him.
Former glory? This old ruin, it was already run down back in my day. And wherever it was for the last 20 years, it definitely looks like they didn't have any cleaners.
My friend, Archmage Alistair, is better suited to bring the city and the country back into shape than anyone else.
Oh, you believe that? He is a great mage. Anyone who doubts that is mad. And he was a great leader during the war, most of the time. But what we need now is someone who understands the economy.
And that's you.
God.
I am a rich and successful merchant. I have rich and successful friends. Who could be better suited to making others rich and successful?
Alistair would step down for you if he believed that.
You know what? I actually believe you're right. Strange, isn't it? How little he worries about defending his power.
So I guess it's all been said, hasn't it?
Indeed. You're on a sinking ship, Withervane, but I could still be convinced to throw you a life preserver.
I trust the Archmage.
Then, Mr. Withervane, you shall perish with him. Here, elect Sybil Van Buren. She knows how to get it done.
Okay.
Come along, honey. We're leaving.
Sybil Van
There
Buren.
aren't any of these in my book of fairy tales, Mama.
I know, honey. Who wants to look at something that ugly?
Can you turn him into a unicorn? Or the Cheshire Cat? Or the Frog Prince?
Oh Gott. Oh Gott. Dann schauen wir uns mal um.
Chantal forgot her book. Seems to be a book of fairy tales, but one of the tackier kinds. My dad used to read me fairy tales when I was a kid. The bloodthirstiest, most cruel, creepy, proper fairy tales. I'll just leave it there. Chantal can take it tomorrow. This is the desk that Chantal, the daughter of the council leader, and little Timmy share. Hard to imagine two students being any more different. Chantal is only here because of its tradition in her family, and I don't think she really cares about magic or has any real talent for it. Timmy, though, well, he is eager to learn and was so excited the last few days. It's for students like him that we have to get this school back up and running.
Können wir das, ne?
A pencil case. A ruler.
Achso, ist nur die Klappe.
Nothing special.
Okay.
This is the desk that Chantal, the daughter of the... Tim... I don't think the Archmage even has brochures like these. No posters or town criers or plays. Either he lacks the gold or he doesn't want to conduct his election campaign in this manner. I don't know exactly why the council leader left the brochures lying here. It was agreed that children can't vote. First, they wanted to base eligibility to vote on size, which of course led a resistance among us gnomes and the dwarves. And then they said weight should be decisive. The more you weigh, the more weighty your vote. But then the trolls and ogres would have been overrepresented. In the end, they agreed on a minimum age. However, there are still arguments because rats, undead children, and other minorities can never vote.
Ja, schwierig.
When the school disappeared 20 years ago, obviously no one looked after the animals. Expected consequences, really.
Na, okay. Können wir das mitnehmen?
I don't need the whole skeleton,
Stück,
but a sharp-pointed bone like this might just prove useful.
Kriegen wir irgendwas auf?
It appears they wanted to replicate the fish's natural habitat as exactly as possible, including miniature treasure chests, just like the ones frequently found in the sea. Hey, some old coins. Maybe one of my predecessors had a vicious fish guard his retirement fund.
Ah.
Introduction to magic, sheep breeding and care, statistics. That seems to be some kind of timetable.
Wo?
Da mit dem Geist und mit dem... Das ist
Ach,
das.
ja, klar.
Well, as long as I'm the only teacher, most of these subjects won't get taught.
So kann man es natürlich aussehen.
Oh, most of the plants have dried up. No one looked after them. Only this plant must have found a water source somewhere. Perhaps one of the windows has a leak. It gives you hope to know that something beautiful and peaceful has survived in this gloomy building.
Ja. Ja. Beautiful and peaceful.
The last time a fire burned in this was before the school disappeared 20 years ago. And even if I could, I shouldn't start a fire in it anyway. The flue was broken, and the smoke would fill the entire classroom.
Müssen wir vielleicht reparieren?
A little ash, but also some unburned waste. Here's a sheet of paper. It's a sheet from a book. It's folded in the middle and printed on both sides. That equals 4 pages. It wasn't torn out. It looks more like the glue weakened and the sheet fell out. I'll just take it with me.
Okay.
The mixing of
Guck mich
potions is
erstmal
an
einmal
important
komplett
part
an.
of magic.
Ich finde es so schön, wie
It's a bit like
improvisiert sein
cooking,
Raum dort
except
aussieht,
a
bestehend
stew
aus
doesn't
Kisten
kill you
und
if you have the wrong
Bücherregalen.
ingredient.
Ja.
Or if it's stirred wrong.
Aber was war das jetzt mit dem Rezept?
No. With a little luck, I can get through the day without causing an explosion.
Ich habe nicht verstanden, was er da meint.
I suspect that some sort of strange magical creatures were kept in the cages. Students, for example. The little fellas look like they've got nothing but mischief in mind. I hope they don't get into too much trouble. They're ugly, but I summoned them. Therefore, there is a special bond between us.
No. Haben wir hier?
Ooh, crazy drawings and symbols. That must be really high magic. Only the wisest mages can understand all that. Unusual. This device looks more like ordinary engineering than it does magic. Most magical devices have lots of golden parts, elaborate decorations, and bells and whistles, just the way the mages like them. This one could easily come from a gnome workshop. What does it say? The apparatus that corrupted student Allardyce. A warning to those who do not want to accept the limits of magic. It didn't let me down this time, though. It worked even better than I expected. It was like it wanted to conjure. I could hardly keep it under control.
Okay.
Teachers are traditionally paid in apples. I got this one myself, because I didn't want to spend my first day without an apple. I wanted to ask the Archmage whether good teachers can expect any other form of payment than apples. But when he showed me the beautiful contract with the seal and all that, it just didn't seem to be the right time to talk about gold.
God.
This book looks very old and important. Half the class had runny noses, most were recaptured. This is the roll book where the teacher writes down any unusual events.
Klassiker.
Here. Despite repeated warnings, young Allardyce continued his experiments on his fire maker. To my great regret, I must say that the device works. He demonstrated it to the staff. We had to have him committed to the asylum in Arkhamstone because of his delusions and insubordination. A wizard who invents a fire maker and then committed to an insane asylum by other wizards. I guess they didn't understand his new kind of magic back in their time, or they figured their monopoly was in danger. For a long time, wizards were the only ones allowed to make fire.
Ja, hast verstanden. Arkham Asylum.
Ja.
Dann sind wir hier soweit erstmal durch. Wir können uns nochmal angucken, was wir jetzt alles bekommen haben. Wir haben das Notepad, wir haben hier diese Broschüren.
Whoever wants to be rich and successful should trust the rich and successful. We know how it's done. Elect Sybil Van Buren.
Sehr schön.
The spell worked excellently. Well, even if the fairies do look a bit strange. I think I've summoned enough of them for now, though. That's a small bone from a fish in a glass jar. It's very sharp and has a kind of a hook at the end. A few old coins. They must have been underwater for a long time. You can hardly see the detail. A folded sheet from a book. A total of 4 pages were printed on it. I don't know what kind of book it is, but I should keep my eyes open for more pages. Sometimes my wand works perfectly and sometimes less so.
Ja, willst du denn erstmal wieder? Ich hole mir noch mal ein Glas Wein.
Wie lange wollen wir noch machen?
Tschüss nicht. Ist ja nicht auch schon später, als wenn du magst, wir dann Schluss machen.
Ja, ich glaube. So langsam. Also wir
Dann
können
haben
noch
wir
eine
jetzt-
halbe Stunde machen.
Dann haben wir jetzt
und
2 kurze Streams gemacht.
Ja. Wir können auch noch eine halbe Stunde machen oder so,
Wie du
aber
magst.
wird dann auch.
Wir sind da insgesamt aber gar nicht zu so viel gekommen heute. Nö, aber machen wir ruhig. Dann machen wir dann am Schluss. Ich weiß ja auch nicht.
Maybe I'll find another entry on Allardyce. Yes, here, bit earlier. Oh, today I made a disturbing discovery. Young Allardyce, very gifted but also nonconformist, was making drawings of an apparatus. This apparatus could start a fire without magic. Of course, I took the paper away from him and showed it to the headmaster. He ordered 2 weeks of detention in the dungeon and added the drawing to the offender's file. A talented mage invents a fire maker and is locked up for it. The machine remains on display as a warning. Pretty steep, but it fits with the stories about mages in earlier times. They were the only ones allowed to start fires. It was against the... If the fire in a house went out, they had to call a mage. And of course, he charged for his work. They used to say, the faster the coin falls through the slot, the faster the wand makes the stove grow hot. Nowadays, everyone makes their own fire.
Nee, wie du magst, wir können auch gerne Schluss machen. Ich bin auch schon relativ müde.
Ja. Gut, dann...
Dann machen wir hier Schluss?
Ja.
Na gut, dann vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Sprichst du?
Habe ich gerade?
Nee.
Safe.
Mhm.
Ah.
Okay. Ich habe irgendwie vermutet, dass dann da noch irgendwie mit Auswählen und so kommt. Deswegen war ich gerade ein bisschen verwundert. Aber ja, dann hast du gespeichert. Alles klar. Dann vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Schönen Abend noch, gute Nacht. Und ja, morgen Abend ist dann schon wieder Wochenende. Von daher habt ein schönes Wochenende und bis dann.
Bis dann. Tschüss.